Hi guys, this is Mr. Riz, and this will be the first video that you guys are going to watch through the Chapter 4 project. This is video 4.1a, and this is all about ancient number systems. So we're going to go ahead and kind of jump into what the PowerPoint was all about. The first number system in the PowerPoint was the Egyptian number system. Now this was one of the first number systems ever noted to be used. And it was a very simple number system. What it used, it basically had two symbols. One symbol represented the place value, so when we had ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. And then what they did, they just repeated the symbols to represent the unit. So if you wanted a number like 34, well, really 34 is 3 tens and 4 ones. And so all they would do with the number 34 would be, 3 tens and 4 ones. And that's all 34 represented. Now, it was very simple, and it basically got the job done. But when we find out later, especially in the next section, starting to do mathematics with this and arithmetic became a little bit more difficult. The next system that we use is the Chinese number system. Now, this was one of the first ones for a couple of reasons. A big reason was that it was the first number system to use the number 0. The Egyptians never had a number 0. They just left it blank. And the Chinese thought, okay, this is a value we need to represent, or a lack of value we still need to represent. But theirs was a little bit easier to do to math. Now, they had two types of numbers that they used. So they had two symbols, and that's the key thing to note. There's one symbol for the units, which 0 through 9 are the units here. And then they used another system to represent the place value. So all the place values here. So if we had more than just 1 through 9, if we had 10, we start to use the place values. So once again, if we want to take that number 34, we still use the same idea of 3 tens and 4 ones, but what we're going to do is use the symbols to represent, well, we have 3 of tens. So 3 is, this one. And then we have 10, which is the cross, and then just 4. So it wasn't like 4 ones, it was kind of just more like 4 on the end. So if I had to do another number, like 279, well, we'd have 200, so 2, and we draw 100 out, which is, and 7 tens, so 7, 10, those look pretty similar, and then 9, which we just need to add that symbol. So the key thing to remember here is that there are two types of symbols that we use, and that we just group them together. 200, 70, 9, 30, and 4. The third number system that we're going to focus on in this class is the Roman numeration system. And this is one actually you can still see is used. They always use it for the Super Bowls. And you can always see at the beginning of movies, you see the titles. Now, Roman numerals aren't that difficult, but there's a couple tricks or hints you need to know. So I got the 3 hints. First thing, the symbols can repeat. So you can have more than one symbol repeating. In the Chinese, they can't. In the Roman, they can. But they can only repeat up to 3 times. So anything over 4 is mean you're making a mistake. And then here's another thing. If you have smaller numbers before bigger numbers, then you need to subtract. So it's kind of easier if we start to, like, if I give you an example and we go backwards from that before we try to take numbers and turn them into the symbols. So here we have the number CDXXXIV. And what I would do is just write this out what the numbers are. So we got C is 100, D is 500, X is 10, 10, 10, and then we got I is 1, and V is 5. Now what we got to do is kind of look for wherever we have numbers that are smaller before they're bigger. So right here we have a 100 before a 500, and then we got 10s, 10, 10. So that's okay because 500 is bigger than a 10, and 10 is the same as 10, and 10 is bigger than 1, but we can't have this 1 before 5. So whenever we have a number that's smaller before a bigger number, we need to subtract. So 100 take away from 500, or basically what they thought was, okay, what's 100 before 500? Well, 100 before 500 is 400. So we're just going to change this group to 400. And then 1 before 5 is 4. So now we look, all of our numbers, 400, 10, 10, 10, 4, all go in order from biggest to smallest. We're just going to add those all together. And this is really 434. Now, if we want to figure out or write it out, what you're going to have to be careful with is, let me give you another example here. You have to be careful of the numbers 4 and 9. Anytime you see those, you have to be careful. So if we want to do something like 200, or let's do 2,904. Let's leave it like that. Something simple. Well, 2 is okay because that's not a 9 or a 4. So we're just going to put 2,000, which is M. But 9 we have to be careful of. Well, 9 is 100 before 1,000. So we're going to write 100, which is C before 1,000. M. And then 0, well, there's 0 tenths, so we're just going to not write anything. And then 4, which is just like before here, is 1 before 5. So we're going to write IV. So MMCMIV is 2,904. I hope this video just kind of helps you out along with the PowerPoint that's on the modules. So if you need any help, you can see me or email me, Mr. Riz, and we'll get you to that.